Mega Masters, a best of 5. Round 1, green bracket, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, now I get a chance to... Whoops. Now I get a chance to move these cameras are fine. I don't care anymore. On the left side, it is Bland, seed number 4. They qualified in with a 1.2 average of 3 games played in a 90-minute qualifier from the United States of America. They've got a 1.48 million PB, I believe. Now, this could be wrong. I think this is Bland's highest seeding in a CTM event at the 34th seed. I think it is. If not, it's like very high. And what a time to, get your highest qualifier ever, right? In here in Mega Masters. That is the time to do it. Bland is a former winner of a community tournament. That was in July of 2024, CT1, right? Tier 1. Bland also played in Silver 2024. And, Zempro kind of clowning on Bland right here in chat. But if my research is correct, Bland beat Zempro in Silver. So there you go, buddy. What do you think of that? Anyway, Bland also played in the Northeast Regional, beating Kingsman, also played in Philly 2024 and in Boston's 2 Boston 2 parody event or whatever it's called. T parody, 2T2 parody, 2 Boston, whatever. That is Bland. On the right side, it is Salted Sofa qualifying in with a 1.04 million. 167 here for Bland, 186 for Salted Sofa. Sofa's got a 1.27 million PB, is a former Hopefuls Circuit winner. That was in September of 2024. Also played in the gold bracket in CTWC 2020, the first online year. And also played in the Montreal Regional because Salted Sofa is a Canadian. So went to the Canadian event and I saw Salted Sofa there and enjoyed cheesecake with him and his partner. And that was a good time. A core Tetris memory for your old pal vandweller involves eating cheesecake. 259 for Salted Sofa, 239 for Bland. All right, we are stacking. Now, you'll have to excuse me because I don't know exactly which place. I imagine Salted is playing Das, right? Oh, Bland getting up super high up on the board. 271 is the top out, and Salted Sofa was already ahead. So Salted Sofa going to take game number 1. Sofa is Das, right? So Sofa only does Das, right? And Bland, what are you playing? What is your... I don't know your play style. I just know you as somebody who likes to annoy me in chat and take digs at me. I enjoy it. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Guys, it's fake points on the internet. Maybe we can figure out a way to figure it out. You could just make another event and everyone could, another prediction, and everyone could promise to only bet what they bet and then reverse it. I'm sure that will work. I'm sure everyone would just be super honest. All right, I can't get, I'm sorry about the thing. I don't know anything about it. That's why I don't run it. That's why I don't deal with it. 91,000 for Salted Sofa, 57,000 for Bland. All right, there's a Tetris for Salted Sofa, 159, 104 for Bland. Mick Monkey with the 300 bits says, here's a partial refund for everyone. Surely that's how it works, right? Yeah. If the more bits you give me directly, the more everyone's totally fine with any prediction scandals that go on. It's totally fine. 234 for Salted Sofa through 44. He's going to get a Tetris. 257. 202 for Bland through 49. Oh, you think everyone should just go all in every game, every match on Mega Masters? That's it. You must. 356 for Salted Sofa. Cole Bucket with the Prime sub says Tack gave me gifted sub on Hazel's channel, so I'll use my Prime here. Thank you so much, Cole. Really appreciate that. 378 for Salted Sofa. 318 for Bland. Tetris Bland 347. There's one Salted Sofa 406. All right, pretty good pace here for Sofa again. The DAS player. Bland on the emulator. Some kind of emulator rolling of some sort. I can only imagine. Salted Sofa going to set up for the T-spin and get it. Sets up that Z to tuck in an L and gets it. So pretty good spins and adjustments there for Salted Sofa. 526 through 109. Oh, is that one of the redemptions on CTL is for your channel points? Is you get to make Tyler eat ketchup? Is that real? Is he going to do that at CTWC? Then it might be worth. Maybe that makes it worth going. Oh, Bland's left side is a real problem. Let's see what they can do, and we don't know. And, well, now we know. 5-12 top out. Salted Sofa, you are good in game number 2. And big transition for Salted Sofa, not needed. It kind of sucks to throw away a 629 transition or whatever. But, yeah, great game here. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. You know, what were once two nations united in harmony, now just deathly enemies. USA and Canada facing off. This is going to resolve a lot. So huge rivalry here between these two North American countries, my word. $71,000 bland, $29,000 salted sofa. Right, so if it gets that L to sort of flatten out that right side and allow a good tuck. And now he's Tetris ready, 31,000. Long bar gets over, Tetris. Bland setting up with a long bar into column 9. Long bar comes. They have a gap in column 8. Gonna look to clear that away. And how do we do that? Okay, that is how we're going to do that. Oh, we're going to do it with a dirty Tetris. We're waiting for the bar. There's the bar for the dirty Tetris for Bland. Canine watching Tetris has cheered 1,000 bits, says go Canada go. Thank you, Canine. Now, U.S. Americans, are you going to stand for that? You going to let this Canadian outbit you? My word. Canadians coming in here, contributing bits. 150 for salted sofa. Tetris for Bland, 196. There's one for sofa. So right now they're about 5 lines apart, 24,000 points difference. Javanti says yes, and Pines Cutely says yes. See, it's the inaction and the apathy that is killing us. Thank you so much, K9. Really appreciate it. Tetris Bland, 265. 209 for salted sofa. Other Tetris Bland, 288, halfway to 19. That's 64 lines to go until that level 19 speed increase. All right, little adjust there from Bland. Leads to 1 line of burning, no problem. 358 through 80. 280 for sofa. He gets a Tetris, but he's got a hole there. Column 3, row 2. And he's going to clear this away, or try to. All right, there's a good square to the left for salted sofa, 308. Building out that left side now, just a piece away. Nice overhang with the T to make a square tuck to get Tetris ready. Oh, a beautiful J piece for salted sofa to uncover the right side well. Gets a long bar. Tetris Bland with a good flat sloping-ish stack. There we go. Going to connect up some of those columns. All right, long bar gets over. Tetris Bland, 476 through 105. There's another one. Salted sofa, 361 through 103. Over 130,000 point lead for Bland right now. Tetris Bland 547, 407 for Salted Sofa. Bland with a Tetris 570. Flirting here with a 600K transition. There's one Tetris and just a couple of pieces away from being able to set up for one more. All right, Bland is set up. Long bar in. Tetris into 19 at 617. Salted Sofa is in at 505. But kind of an instant undershift with a J piece to the left for Bland. So they're going to have to work that out. And there's the Vits from the other side. So kind of unintentional Vits, but it's going to work out. Looks like Bland is going to be able to bring this down. 629, 554 for Salted Sofa. Another Tetris Salted. Back by 52,000 points. They're closing the gap a little bit. The winner of this match will take on Tugi in the next one. And that will be coming up right after. Tetris for Bland, 698, 638. And now a Tetris for Salted Sofa, 665. Same lines and a 33,000 point lead. So Salted Sofa able to close the gap a little bit. Not going to be happy with that under shift of that S piece to the left. Okay, a couple of good pieces to help out that left side. And this is where, as a DAS player, I really watch what Salted is doing to clean up here. And very nice cleanup here with DAS. 679 Salted, 761 for Bland. Tetris Bland, 791. And another one, 821. So Bland opening that lead back up a little bit, while Salted was recovering from that undershift. There's a Tetris Salted, 768, 851 for Bland. Another Tetris Bland, 883. 115,000 points ahead. Tetris for Salted Sofa. K9 has gigantified an emote. Thank you, the big salt emote. Cheering on his fellow Canadian. All right, 815 for Salted Sofa. Not the pieces he was necessarily looking for. Just 20 some odd lines to go until 29. He's got a Tetris well going there, and he's going to get it. Column 7, 852 for him, still back by 130,000 points. So he's going to have to find these points in the next 21 lines. And Bland, well, that Z in there is going to make things interesting. That's going to slow Bland down for a couple of burns. Longbar gets over Bland. Another Tetris max out for Bland. A57. Salted might be just a bit too far behind. We'll see. A57 for Bland. And the board's starting to get high. Longbar gets over A92. And Bland is into 29 at B09. What can Salted do here? There's the Tetris. Is going to get a max out into 29. And, okay, doing his best. Okay, what can he do here? The target is B10. The target is B10, and Bland did just enough. Kind of leading basically with about a 60 to 100,000 point lead for a long time. And that basically is the difference. So Bland is going to take game number 3. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right. IJTLOZL. Oh, we got 6 through. We got through 6. We just needed that S. Someday, guys, it'll be amazing. All right, Salted setting up that T-spin on purpose. What a goat. Okay, Salted in a little bit of a pickle here. Would love a long bar. There's a long bar to bring this stack down 2 rows and another one for a triple. Now we'll uncover that right side. The sigh of relief for Salted. Not quite out of the woods yet. Gonna cover that well just in time for that long bar to troll him. But he's got burns here. A skimming a Tetris for Salted Sofa. 79,116 for Bland. Pollo says, Vandy, are you going to see TWC this year? I don't know. I would like to, but it might not be in the cards for me. $128 for Salted Sofa, $162 for Bland. I like to go to these events to work, and it just they got enough people to work. They don't need me there. So they're doing fine. All right, the 5 below for Bland on the left side, 257. 201 for Salted. Gonna get a Tetris 224. Kingsman, if Vandy shows up, that means I can take a day off. Oh my God. I got to pay to travel to give King a day off. My word. Tetris for Salted, 247, 302 for Bland. Oh, nice. I love that overhang tuck with that L piece when the J is coming in. And to me, it's just amazing that a DAS player, because I'm a DAS player, is just quick enough to be able to do that and then to maintain DAS. Like, I might see it, but executing on it, for me, still very difficult. So, Salted Sofa, a true GOAT. All right, long bar gets over Tetris, Salted Sofa. There's another Tetris Bland, 423, 47, Salted Sofa. I mean, equally amazing is how anyone can roll on emulator. Like, is Bland using a controller, a keyboard? I don't really know. Somebody in chat knows. I can't watch all 7,000 classic Tetris players. Controller? Okay, that makes sense. All right, 514 for Bland, 421 for Salted Sofa. How do Mega Masters compare to regular Masters, says T. Pullman. It's twice as good. At least that's what the latest research shows, so. 452 for Salted Sofa, 567 for Bland, gunning for another 600K transition. All right, Salted, a little frustrated there with that J to the left. $638 transition for Bland. Huge transition. 503 for Salted Sofa. One line away from 19. All right, going to take a triple to bring the stack down into 19 at about 5-0 something. Tetris Bland 689. All right, there's a good triple for Salted to bring this down. Left side, Bland needs a long bar. Oh, it's going to hang that long bar. Bland is going to hang that bar. Can they get another one over? The answer is yes. Oh, my goodness. What a save. Not out of the woods yet. But now has an open Tetris well. Long bar down Tetris Bland 749. So the survival there for Bland. And they're now up like 190,000 points. There's a Tetris Salted Sofa 613, 807 for Bland. What is a salted sofa anyway? I don't even know what that means. I never stopped to think about it. Do I want to? That's the question. All right, 645 for Salted Sofa, 842 for Bland. Tetris Sofa, 681, 873 for Bland. Sofa, oh, we're gonna kind of skip a Tetris to maybe didn't have DAS or something. Unless I read that wrong. Oh, Bland getting kind of high centered here. Gonna have to work around that. Oh, that S spin and double spin, and Bland trying to survive here. Doesn't have to because they already took game number 4. Salted Sofa tops out at 686. I think Bland might have been in a top out spiral. Doesn't matter. And we're going to a decider. Let us get them started. The winner faces Tugi in round 2. 3-2-1 Tetris. All right. JTIZOS. And the L does not come. We got Beta J in the window with the Giga Mega countdown bits. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Thank you, Jay in the window, for the huge Giga Mega countdown bits. That is amazing. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate that, Jay. I have to add some new bit tier emotes because of Jay. So Jay has made additional work for your old henpecked pal vandweller. Thanks a lot, Jay. No, thank you very much. Very generous. Appreciate that. I got that I'm about to sneeze feeling, and it's just not coming. So I got my hand like right over the mute button. So apologies if the sneeze kind of surprise. I'm trying not to sneeze. It's like the one thing you shouldn't really do. 118 for Bland, 102, into a microphone. It's very alarming. 142 Bland, 125 Salted Sofa. Salted was up 2-0 in this one with early top outs from Bland, but Bland really seems to have found a rhythm. Tetris Bland, 188, 149 Salted Sofa. All right, there's a Tetris Salted Sofa, 199 through 49. Bland, 212 through 46. They're each going to Tetris again. They've played each other exactly one time. And that was in the, in Hopefuls in May 2024. And Salted Sofa took that one in a sweep. Jay in the window cheered 666 bits for the leaderboard. Thank you again, Jay in the window, for the 666 bits. Appreciate that. All right, S flat there for Salted Sofa at the top of kind of a high stack and not very accommodating for an L piece, an O piece right now. Okay, getting it figured out here. Really dying for a long bar right now. Salted Sofa, not anymore. Okay, so really just needs to survive. Okay, a couple pieces for the right side. A long bar would really help right now. Oh, no. And that is going to be a top out for Salted Sofa at 329. And Bland has completed the reverse sweep and will be moving on to round 2 to face Tugi. So GG Salted Sofa. Of course, flashes of your usual brilliance. It was not enough to take out the roller today, but doing Das proud here in Mega Masters. Congratulations to you for making it in. And, go Canada. What the heck, I'm saying it. Let's go Canada. GG's to you, Salted. Not the result you're looking for, I'm sure, but you did great and hope to see you again in future months. So we're going to watch, we don't have to watch an entire mullen here from Bland, but we will set up our next match. So, Bland, you want to keep playing? That's fine. I'll just set up around you. We'll wait to see what the 19 transition is. What is this, green bracket? All right, another 600K transition for Bland. Of course, happened well after their opponent topped out, so you can adjust for that in your mind. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up our next one. Give Bland that 3 and take it away. Bland on Bland action. This is the blandest Tetris you've ever seen. It's real Bland. Which is the real Bland? This is like Moodoos versus Moodoos. All right, both players getting long bars over to the right side. And they really got problems here trying to expose that Tetris well in column 6. Both of them with that well in column 6, still digging to uncover that well. The board starting to get a little bit high here. Great Z here is going to help dig this out. Long bar gets to the left. Oh, beautiful J piece. Long bar to the left, bringing this down. I mean, it's sort of bring it down. It's just kind of staying in the same place. There's a good split double. 814 real bland. 814 real fake bland. Exposes that Tetris well. Where is the bar? There's the bar down there for a dirty Tetris. And they're just going to top out. Why are they topping out? Oh my goodness, they both topped out. They're tied. We got to replay it. The winner will face Meme later in the month. Let's see who it's going to be. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side, it is Tugi qualified into this tournament and seed number 31. That's going to give him a first round bye. Now playing his first match in Mega Masters here in round 2. Qualified in with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 0 average of 3 scores played in a 90-minute qualifier. I think that was Tugi's score, 1,234,500. That's seed number 31 from Austria. Has an overall PB of 2.27 million. That's good for 37th on the overall score leaderboard. Tugi was the winner of the CT DAS test tournament in 2022. He's played in Mega Masters a couple, or at least one other time, and I think in Masters in one time. Was 4th in the CTWC DAS 2022, top 8 in that same tournament the next year. Also played in gold bracket in CTWC in 2020, 21, the 2 online years, and then in person 22 and 24. It's also top 8 in CTEC the 2 online years, and played in the Austria regional that just happened in 2025, also last year's. So Tugi getting around to these live events. On the right side, it is Bland qualifying in with a 1. Oh, also, yeah, Tugi was the host of the critically acclaimed Community Chronicles interview show. Everybody loves that. 209 for Tugi, 210 for Bland. And on the right side, it is Bland qualifying in with a 1.20 million average of 3 from the USA with an overall PB of 1.48 million. This is Bland's highest qualifier seeding in a CTM event, coming in at 34th overall in the seeding. Former winner of a community tournament, Tier 1 in July. Also played in silver bracket CTWC 2024. Played in that Northeast Regional, taking out the King. And played in Philly last year and in the Boston event this year. 305 for Tugi, 280 for Bland. Wait, I've been slacking on the game. I don't worry about the prediction at all. Nothing to do with it. Don't say I've been slacking on it. If we're up to B, there would be no gambling of fake points. I mean, unless it keeps people coming back to the stream, I guess, then it's okay. But I get, maybe it does. 351 for Bland, 399 for Tugi. Is that actually true? Do you think that you come to the stream because, well, I don't really care about the match, but I really want to gamble my channel points? Maybe there's somebody. 397 for Bland. They got into round 2 by taking out the DAS player Salted Sofa in a reverse sweep. Bland was down 0-2 and took 3 in a row. 420 for Bland, 444 for Tugi. Bland going to get that Tetris 443. The lines are just about tied, and so are the scores. Dan V says, I don't care unless I could gamble real money. Yeah, I mean, people over there on your side of the pond love gambling. They really do. I say that with a lot of gambling experience as a former professional gambler. 496 for Tugi, 492 for Bland. All right, Bland gonna over tap that J piece to the right side, but with the rolling, can take care of that, no problem. Both players here rolling. Tugi, I think is best known as a DAS player, was a former world record holder in the DAS score, but tops out here at 541, and Bland is going to take game number one. So Bland, you are good. I know you want to go for that back 600K transition. All right, that's fine. All right. There it is. Another 600K transition from Bland has just been pacing super hard this entire stream. Well, except for the first two games. 3-2-1 Tetris. All right. SZJ. Oh, ruined. We're going to get it one of these days. Now that's what you should be wagering on, guys. Will this be the one, right? A 0.6 chance of happening. You know, most people will take, no, it's not going to happen, but the one person that does, they're going to get paid that one time. All right, we are underway. Tugi with that, looks like a hang of a L piece, but gonna skim or double tuck and flip a J down there now. Having to clear all this away in the aftermath. 100,000 for Tugi, 116 for Bland. I mean, it has to have happened, right? The perfect 7 unrepeated Tetris pieces to start off a game. Like, it has to have happened in this stream. Yes, definitely. I mean, we've done too many streams. I just, had to transfer 1,700 hours of our old matches and whatever off of this channel. I should have just, watched every single one all the way and tried to find it. 194 for Tugi, 192 for Bland. I think it's under 1% of seeds. 0.6% is what I've been told. But yeah, don't ask me to do math on live stream. I've learned my lesson. Gazurchu said 200K out of 16 million seeds. Okay. Okay, Tugi. I'm going to bring this down with a triple. Love a J piece right now. Long bar will do. Going to open up that right side. Now waiting on the bar. There's the bar. There's the Tetris. Tugi, 260, 295 for Bland. Josh says, yeah, we want to get each of 7 pieces unrepeated to start off the game. 7 out of 7. Perfect 7. 365 for Bland, 311 for Tugi. All right, Tugi now with 6 rows of garbage over that well. Looking to clear this away ASAP before that troll bar comes in, but 3 S's in a row. Okay, gonna uncover just in time to get that long bar in for a Tetris. Tugi 409, 459 for Bland. Oh, when we get those perfect 7 pieces, yeah, it's gonna be monumental. A huge moment. Tetris for Bland 509. Perfect 7 is an auto win that month. Yeah, but both players will get it. So who wins? 504 transition for Tugi. 510 for Bland. Oh, we've got to go. We have to go no same piece sets. Tetris Bland 582 transition into 19. So it's about an 80,000 point lead at the transition point into 19. The speed is increased now by 50%. It's like if we had been going 60 miles an hour, now we're going 90 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. 633 for Bland, 562 for Tugi. Oh, you mean whoever wins the perfect 7 game just wins the match automatically? Oh, that's intriguing. Maybe we'll do it during Stupid Tetris Monthly. If it happens. 604 for Tugi, 698 for Bland. So Bland in the lead here by about 120,000, gets another Tetris and has a couple lines in hand too. All right, flat burn for Tugi with that long bar. Gets uncovered, gets a Tetris, 646. Oh, that long bar doesn't get all the way to the left. And Tugi gets it over there with the rolling. Oh, and another kind of long bar to that left does not get over, so maybe some 5-tap problems going on over there for Tugi. Now in a little bit of a pickle here. Okay, able to get a J piece over there to bring that down. A skim and a Tetris there for Tugi on the left well. 699, 855 for Bland. Bland ahead by about 130,000 points. Bland is digging. Tugi is digging. Neither player really making headway. Tugi's board starting to get dangerously high. Okay. Able to bring this down a bit. Bland's board starting to become a little more orderly here. Actually set up for a dirty, but that left side, oh no. Long bar gets over for Bland for the Tetris and another one to bring this down. So 2 clutch long bars for Bland is going to allow them to survive this. Now remember, level 29 will increase in speed. We've got a level 39 super kill screen turned on. And that could be relevant for these two rollers. Bland's board getting up pretty high here. I don't know what Bland is going to do as they enter 29. And that's going to be a top out for Bland at 968. So there is a target for Tugi of 967. He's got plenty of time. And he has a PB of 2.27. So 29 play is definitely a thing for Tugi. So the target is 969. Sorry if I said that wrong. 969. And no, that is going to be a top out for Tugi. So despite the top out for Bland, that is going to hold up. Bland's going to take game number 2. And ready, and let's get him started. Game 3, 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Bland up 2 games to none. Bland looking to become the first sub-32 seed to make it into the round of 32. Okay. We got some Bland enjoyers in the chat. All right, Tugi with the Tetris, 70,000. Game number 3. Primer Nestris says Tugi, Nestris.org #1 player will make a comeback. All right, there's Primer. We'll be live tomorrow evening with Primer to do a tour and a showcase of Nestris.org, which launches tomorrow. So join your old pal Vandweller and your probably younger pal Primer. All right, Tugi would love a bar right here. Okay, doesn't need it now. Could still use it. No, just going to take the burns. There we go. There's the bar to fill in and get Tetris ready. And another one to get that Tetris 159 for Tugi. A couple of long bars over for Bland. And they will get 2 Tetrises as a result. Okay, 182 for Tugi, 179 for Bland. All right, Bland getting that J piece to the left. That's going to help. Tugi Tetris 207, 203 Bland. And now the lines are tied. Bland ahead by 19,000 when the lines are tied. Tetris is on level 18 worth 22,800. For all you new people in the chat, all those new people that show up, because it's not the same 30 people over and over again. Why are you laughing at your own jokes? Carl is very upset. Oh, that hang of that S piece on the left side for Bland, that's going to be tricky to deal with. They're not going to be able to bring this down anyway. They got to get a couple of bars over. And if the bars don't come, this could be very, very tricky. This could be the break that Tugi needs. Okay, that's going to be a top out for Bland. Tugi is good in game number 3. Three, two, one Tetris. A lot of emulator players do not have a key mapped for the select button, which is what the players use on the Gym ROM to signal ready, or they don't know where their select key is mapped. So A lot of times that's where you'll still see the Hover 3. The big, wasn't that Moodus? Wasn't that Moodus? Is that your innovation? Moodus in chat. Or was anyway. All right, we're underway in game number 4. Okay, nice couple of pieces here for Tugi to get that well back in order. Long bar over Tetris. And another one for another Tetris 117 Tugi. Yeah, back in the old days, before you had the on-screen ready button, before we had Hover 3, players had to say ready in the chat. They had to type in the chat the word ready. And you know, that was also problematic just even when the chat was working, because, you know, people were, where did you say ready? I got to scroll up and down in the chat to see if they said ready, and then, you know, people would spam the chat just so you couldn't see the ready, because of course they did. Oh, Bland gonna miss with that long bar into column 9 with an open Tetris well, so that's going to extend things a little bit, but no problem. There is a bar, gets over Bland, and another one. So no harm, no foul for Bland. 202, 223 for Tugi. You know, all the stuff that happened. You know, can you imagine we used to play without a countdown bot? We didn't have matchmaking. People used to be on stencil. It was a crazy world back then. It was a totally crazy world. 270 for Tugi, 271 for Bland. Yeah, like way back, first couple CTMs that I did, we took over this private server, this RMTP or RTMP server, and players did not stream to Twitch. They streamed to a private server, and that was just fraught with problems. Like, it was an AWS server, and players had to like have this special URL appended with a seed number. Oh, what a disaster. And instead, let me just run this like Tetris Deathmatch and have people stream to their Twitch. 339 for Bland, 341 for Tugi, and thus restreaming was born. 363 for Bland, 364 for Tugi. Both of them are going to get Tetrises. Mudu says, it was actually pretty cool. We just had hard to set up for some people. Yeah, we had a very famous incident with, let us say, a tumultuous player who could not figure out the very simple written directions and demanded that I troubleshoot their computer, like, in the middle of, like, a 9-hour, you know, master's stream. Like, we used to do it all in one day. Bland gonna miss with that S piece. That's gonna slow them down a little bit. And I just said, no, I'm not gonna troubleshoot. I'm not gonna do tech support for you in the middle of the tournament. I got 9 hours. This is when it was like one day and it was like 32 players. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So either get to it or you're disqualified. And then they had a lifelong, like from that moment on, an antipathy towards your old pal vandweller, saying that I had it out for them, that I biased against them. I barely knew this person from Adam. And now all of a sudden I just, you know, manufactured or cultivated some antipathy toward them for no reason. Which doesn't make any sense. 448 for Tugi, 408 for Bland. And now, to this day, I am still blocked. Not that I want to follow this person. I'm still blocked on like Twitter and Instagram. To this day, 6 years later, I am still blocked. That is the grudge that this person has held over that incident. 479 for Tugi, 484 for Bland. But of course, they couldn't avoid me entirely because I was, like kind of the mafioso of Tetris, right? I ran like the biggest online tournament. So if they wanted to play most things, it had to go through me. So it was very awkward for a time. 564 for Bland, 538 for Tugi. Tetris Tugi 594, 576 for Bland. Level 22. Same line count. Tugi ahead by about 16,000 points. Tugi looking to tie this matchup and force a deciding game 5. There's a skimming at Tetris for Bland, 627, and another Tetris 657. All right, Bland's board getting up a little bit high. There's a Tetris. Same thing with Tugi. Both of them bringing those stacks down with that Tetris. And of course, you always love the Tetris points, but sometimes it's just like, I need to bring this stack down for. Oh no, Tugi gonna undershift that long bar to the left, and that is gonna cause some drama here. Needs to uncover that left side where he's got a Tetris well buried. Oh no, that right side L for Tugi is not going to get in. And that is going to be a top out for Tugi at 728. And great showing for Tugi, but seen beset by difficulties with 5 taps to the left and just hung a lot of pieces throughout that match. And that is not going to do it against Bland, who in the first 2 games of their first match did not appear really to have much of anything in the tank. Early top outs at 18, but affected a reverse sweep, and now comes back and beats Tugi 3-1, and Bland will be the first player so far this month to ascend to the round of 32 from a sub 32 seed. So GG's to you, Bland. Amazing. Good job to you, Tugi. Always a pleasure. That's the problem with this tournament, is just everywhere you look, it's like, yeah, I got to the top 32, but they're all just sitting there like these Tetris titans waiting for these people coming up from the early rounds and just waiting their turn to potentially get slaughtered by one of the best players in the world. And, some of these folks are going to pierce their way through. I can't wait to see who it is and how it happens. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.